What's going on, good people? Rich here.
Skool in the building. What's happening?
Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Garden Podcast.
Yo.
Shout out to Ray P. She won't be here with us this episode, but we do have a guest with us. The one, the only,
the legend.
Culture Garden's resident horror film expert.
Yes.
If you've been following the Culture Garden for a while, you know this started 3 years ago. This is year 3 of our horror movie Halloween week, whatever you want to call it. We got the one and only Mia in the building with us. What's going on, Mia? How you feeling?
I'm excited. Happy to be back for another, spooky season episode.
Yeah. Buddy. I love how every year around this time I text Mia and just to remind her. She acts surprised, like, what? I'm coming. I get to pick. Like, yes, nigga, you pick all the time. This is what we don't. For those who don't understand the concept, none of us, myself, Skool maybe more than me and Rachel. We don't really rock with supernatural, horror, any of that genre. Slasher just never was my thing. Never got any excitement out of it. And to kind of extend or diversify our palettes, Mia came on year 1 and we talked about Candyman, which was an incredible film. I think it was not too long after Tony Todd had passed.
Yeah.
And then last year we did Get Out, me and myself and Rachel. And here we are with the skeleton key, as you see in the title. Before we get rolling, I do want to make sure everybody know that there will be spoilers and explicit content. Please remember to like, subscribe, share. We definitely appreciate you for tuning in. We can't do this without y'all. And really, we do this for you every single week, and we appreciate that. Before I get into like the actual episode, Mia.
Yeah.
Tell them about what you're doing, man. You're not just a guest. You actually have your own podcast that you're a part of. Talk to the people about Childish Grownups and why they should be checking it out.
Oh man. So for about a year now, I've been doing another podcast called Childish Grownups with 2 lovely co-hosts, Maurice Hunt the third and Ashley Ash Bash, his sister. And we try to stick to nostalgic films and nostalgic content. It's like a little time machine. We go in and talk about the films from our childhood. We have, different trivia and content that, just speaks to all of our inner child, especially us, Gen X and millennial 80s and 90s babies.
Yeah. We ain't gonna talk about who the champ is on, when Ash be doing her trivia and stuff. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Skool is the champ when it comes to the trivia.
Yeah, had to let the people know.
No,
just a little bit.
Had to let the people know, man. Appreciate you, Mia. Please check out Childish Grownups. Shout out to the whole team. Maurice, we recorded multiple things together. Currently working on No More Half Measures, Breaking Bad. And shout out to Ash as well. Skool, you just dropped a new episode of your pod. Tell the people what's going on.
Yeah, I want to say we've been doing this since June. Took a little break when I went on vacation, but we got a podcast, me and my guy Rio. It's called Who the Fuck Asked You? It's a debate podcast, but it's about movies, popular culture, anything. It can be about any and everything. And it's this week that I actually dropped an episode today. And it's about me viewing The Underclassmen, which is one of Rio's favorite movies. He loves Nick Cannon. One of the reasons why I asked him to be a co-host is because his opinions are outlandish.
Cannon is crazy. That's just a crazy drop. Just like he loves Nick Cannon.
Like, yeah. I should have just left it there. So
it's even more funny because if you know Rio, it fits.
Yes. So yeah, we did that, and it's a great episode, man.
Yeah, check it out. They had done one recently or before that where Rio watched Wild Wild West for the first time, which was one of Skool's guilty pleasures. So appreciate both of y'all for dropping those pods. And as
prior to that, prior to that, we were on another great podcast. I believe it's called The Childish Grownups. So that was a dope one too. Where we talked about just unpopular opinions. We got another round coming. Mia was absent, but I know she's gonna be on the next one. So
That's cool. She skipped my Childish Grownup appearance too, so it's all good, man.
Mm.
But either way, I told y'all what the film was about. The Skeleton Key. Let's get into the synopsis. A hospice nurse working at a New Orleans plantation home finds herself entangled in a mystery involving the house's dark past. Mia, as the resident horror fanatic, you chose this film. What made you go with this one?
Okay, so the past 2 years when I've come on here to do the Halloween episode, I've tried to keep it somewhat culturally relevant and keep it in a somewhat, Black space. And when I was going through my list, I didn't want to do anything too new. I wanted to do kind of a deep cut because when we talked about Candyman, we talked about the original, of course, which is a classic, but we also talked about the reboot, not remake. And then we did Get Out. That was fairly new. I wanted to do something that may be a little bit more underground, if you will. And also, after Sinners came out, I feel like Black people, Black women particularly, have had this resurgence of interest in hoodoo. And so I thought this would be a really interesting one to talk about, how the conversation around hoodoo has changed and, all that.
I love it. And I will say, I think you kept the Black theme going just because of hoodoo in New Orleans and the Creole and just the twist and everything else that goes with this film. I think that's a lot of, I had thoughts as I was watching it, which this is my first watch. So I love that. I love that you picked it because it didn't feel like a traditional horror film. Like some might even call it a thriller more than anything, or suspense. It definitely had horror elements, but I don't think I looked at it like that because I know that hoodoo exists and I know all of these things take place. So it kind of felt, it's the supernatural stuff that gets me, right? It's the, I talked about Bring Her Back and seeing that earlier this year and appreciating the film, the fanatic and the cinephile in me appreciated how well that movie was shot and how well it was made. And I even told people if I liked horror, I would have loved that movie because it was that well done. And it had me spooked and terrified, but it's also a lot of like Conjuring and all this other shit. And I'm just like, bro, like niggas eating blades of knives and eyes rolling back. And it was crazy. It was just too much for me. So, but I did appreciate how well it was done. And when I think that's the type of stuff that kind of, like I said, just gets me out of my element. This is like, I could see this happening down in Louisiana. So it didn't really feel like that. And as I was watching, I was waiting on it. And of course, there's some jumps there, but that's all thrillers and suspense films. So I was like, all right, then, man, like I'm rocking with this, like more than I thought. Skool. Let's get into the first watch. Like, was this your first time watching this?
It's my second time, but it's really, I'll say it's my first because when I first seen it, I was more watching it for Kate Hudson, and I kind of got lost in it, and I watched it probably in 06, 07, like where I just was like, I don't like this. So, but watching it tonight and the night before, good movie. I fucks with it.
It really is. It really is a solid movie.
Yeah.
Mia, do you remember your first time watching it? Your first experience with this film?
I don't remember the first time watching it. I just know that I was really intrigued by it as soon as it came out. I watched it a lot. Like we had it on DVD, I think, because I know I didn't see it in theaters, but I remember watching it all the time.
So it was it was one of those that you always went back to.
Yeah, I've watched this movie a lot over the years.
Got you. I just see it just like I said, this one doesn't count, but you just watching horror movies for the fun of it is just hilarious to me.
All the time.
Who does that? All y'all horror fanatics.
I tell her all the time, her and little sis will get along beautifully. She loves horror movies.
Yeah.
And
no judgment though, because
but hey.
Yeah, because obviously it's a big, this isn't by itself. Like this is a big group of people that like horror movies. So I get it. It's me, not y'all. It's me, not y'all. I'm cool to admit that. As we get into the stats, this film was released in theaters on August 12th, 2005. Directed by Ian Softly. It was written by Aaron Kruger, which fitting last name for a horror film, Kruger. He's written a lot of good movies, and he kind of has a horror background because he wrote The Ring. Mm-hmm. The Ring is a scary movie, right?
It is.
Mm-hmm. Yes, The Ring, and I believe the sequel to it. If it,
and they say that's a classic, The Ring.
Yeah, y'all can have it. I ain't never seen it. I told you I don't do like Skool know that. I don't like even the classics. It's like, but yeah, he wrote The Ring. He wrote Scream 3 as well. He wrote some of the newer Transformer films, so not the original with Shia LaBeouf, but some of the not remakes, but extended ones with probably Mark Wahlberg in them in it. But recently, he's written 2 of the biggest Hollywood films that have come out. One was Top Gun Maverick, and the second one was F1, which came out earlier this year. Both phenomenal movies. I've been telling Skool about F1. It's coming to Apple TV, I think, in December, so it'll be streaming here soon. But that's one that I saw in the theaters multiple times. I enjoyed it that much. So check that out. But I knew those are 2 different genres, of course, but he has a resume of great films. So he knows how to write a screenplay. So shout out to Aaron Kruger. Had a budget of an estimated $43 million, and it made $93.9 million worldwide. Now, here's the thing about this. It only made about $47 million in the U.S. So it was kind of like I don't want to say a box office dud, but a box office dud. It barely made its money back in the U.S., made all of that stuff internationally. So it did kind of come and go. Like, I don't think a lot of people, like Mamiya, you were mentioning about not seeing it in the theater. I don't think you were alone. A lot of people didn't see it in the theater. And Kate Hudson, almost famous in 2000. You have How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Like, she had kind of fell into this genre. So to see her in a movie like this, everybody like, there's people like you, Skool. Like, I just want to see Kate Hudson. And there's people like, I want to see Kate Hudson in this bag. I want to see her in a rom-com. I want to see her doing X, Y, and Z. And I just don't think they were really checking for it. And it came out, to me, I want to get y'all opinions on this. It came out at a weird time. Like, August just seems like a weird month to drop this.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not a Halloween movie per se, but if you want people to buy tickets to it, you should market it as a Halloween movie and let people take away what they will. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if there was a market for this movie outside of like home video, VHS, DVD, all that stuff.
Right. See, I'm with you, especially with the whole, like, is this a horror movie? Is it not? Again, one of the reasons why I wrote Mia yesterday and just asked her, like, what I asked you about What Lies Beneath and Stare of Echoes, because it kind of gives that it's not the same at all, but I don't know if we would consider those horror movies. You know what I mean? Like more of thrillers and psychological thrillers, right? Ain't that what they call them? So
yeah, psychological thrillers. Yep.
Yeah, but this one, like you said, but I do get it more horror because that's insane, bro. Like playing with spirits and things of that nature. I just don't. Nah.
So here, by definition, right? If we're talking about the genre of horror when it comes to like books or films, it's a category of storytelling designed to frighten, disturb, or scare its audience by exploring deep-seated fears. And I think this qualifies based off that.
Qualifies.
And like I said, there's different types of horrors, which Mia's helped me recognize over the years because I always thought of like gore, slasher. Then there's other stuff that I'm like, oh, this is kind of a horror movie, but I really rock with it. And this is, like I said, psychological horror. I've learned that I can do those. But something about that H word, something about seeing the word horror in the description just draws me away. And even when we talked about it on the New York Times episode we just did, Skool, like the first 2 movies were described as horror, but you said they really not.
Nah.
But I didn't watch them because of that. So now I'm going to have to circle back. So it is interesting to kind of dive into, and maybe I'll do that as a project, not a project, but on my own time, just kind of dive into the different genres within the horror genre and kind of see what classifies as what. There might be some movies that I like that I might not even thought they were horror.
And then there's some that you got to stay away from. What's the one, the Caterpillar Man or Centipede Man or
Human Centipede?
Yeah, it's some
shit
you just gotta stay
away
from.
Wow, what is that? What is it? But what's so bad about it?
That would fall into body horror.
Yeah.
And, it's disgusting. So I would just stay away from that.
That Scarlett Johansson movie we just talked about, that was body horror. That was classified as body horror, Skool.
Yeah, but it only has a scene of that for real. Just one scene.
body horror just sounds crazy. Like I don't even want to dive deeper into that.
There are some that I really like that are good, but that one is gross.
Yeah, it's a cult classic. Like people love that fucking movie.
It's a cult classic for sure. But certain things, like if it's just like, and it's not even just the body modification horror. There are other things that happen in that movie that are just disgusting.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, this is gross.
Same for me.
Like I don't like bodily fluid stuff. Like yeah,
I'm with you.
Don't watch.
Y'all signed up for that. Y'all signed up for that horror life, man. Y'all lead y'all to it. Just to wrap up the whole movie release, it made $16 million this opening weekend. It opened up at number 2 in the box office behind Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers. I'm sorry, Four Brothers. Four Brothers was number 1.
Okay.
So it opened up behind Four Brothers, and it was rounded out in the top 5 by Dukes of Hazzard, Wedding Crashers, and Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo. Fuck Rob Schneider.
That's
just want to make sure I said that for the record. It was in theaters for 11 weeks and was in the top 10 for 4 weeks, top 5 for 2 weeks. So kind of came and went. But once it did release on home video, it did be kind of, I don't know if you consider this a cult classic, but it definitely picked up steam and notoriety once it was released. So a lot more people knew about it after its release than they did in the theaters. And if you want to watch it, it's currently streaming on Peacock with the premium plan, not the $6.99 joints. Most of y'all got it. Premium plan at $10.99. I'm only saying that because I went to that joint and it say upgrade to premium. I'm gonna say, oh, yeah, I try to get it.
Yeah, we I don't know how, but we caught a deal where it was like $20 for the rest of the year or something.
Hey man,
something crazy like that.
Email on the right day. You was checking your email on the right day.
Yeah.
It was nominated for 5 awards. Nothing worth really talking about. It didn't win anything. Not saying that's not worth it, but it was just a very small, minor, like random award shows. The cast: we have Kate Hudson as Caroline Ellis, Gina Rollins as Violet Devereaux, Sir John Hurt as Benjamin Devereaux, Peter Sarsgaard. Which let me say for the record, when I tell y'all this, like Peter Sarsgaard is one of my favorite actors. Like, I'm not gonna say he hasn't been in a bad movie, but he really doesn't have any bad roles. Like everything I see him in, he bodies. I think the most recent thing that I watched him in, as far as like order of release, was Presumed Innocent. If anybody watched Presumed Innocent on Apple TV, Mia, did you watch it with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Shit was dope.
Chase Infinity, who was recently in One Battle After Another, she's in it. It's incredible. If you haven't watched it, it's a mini series. They're actually going to make a season 2. I don't know how, but they're going to make a season 2. It's based off of there's a movie that came out in the early 90s with Harrison Ford called Presumed Innocent. Kind of the same story. So I don't know if people knew it was based off a film. But yeah, anyway, Peter Sarsgaard, that's my dog. And I think he bodies everything. You have Joy Bryant in a minor role as Jill Dupé, Gerald Prescott as Mama Cecile, and Ronald McCall as Papa Justify. Mia, I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Classic or not?
I'm gonna have to say nah.
Is it a level below a classic? 2 levels? Like where does it fall? Is it just another movie?
I wouldn't say that either. I think it's such a deep cut. Like you have to, if you ask somebody, have you ever seen The Skeleton Key? It's really a 50-50 chance whether or not they'll say yes or no. And most of the time, people who've seen it love it, but a lot of people don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Got you. Skool, what about you? Classic or not?
I'm going to say nah, but it could be. Like it has the potential for sure.
I really feel like if it would have come out like in this time period, it would have been way more successful than 2005.
Well, maybe Sinners will help it. Maybe Sinners will help bring it back. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, people got to hear about it first. So
yeah, they about to.
I definitely think it would be. I definitely think it would have been more successful today, and it would have been shot differently as well.
Yeah,
and that would have been interesting. Also, I'm under the belief, and this is just my personal opinion, that if you're a classic, if you it's hard to be a classic if you miss that first wave. Like that first wave of release and that buzz, like that's kind of kickstarts the conversation. And if you miss it, the only way you really can be a classic is if it's a slam dunk, no questions asked, great movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really good movie, but it's not a slam dunk, no questions asked, great movies. Like there's a lot of stuff that we pick up on late, and it's like, oh snap, like that was incredible. How had I never seen this? But it's very good. And like I said earlier, as someone who's not necessarily into that genre, I really enjoyed this, and I will watch it again. But I do think part of it is like all movies with a twist. Like once you've seen it a couple of times, it's like, all right, you kind of get the whole ordeal. And there's a lot of not to nitpick. There's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of things that just conveniently happen. A lot of a lot of movie magic. But it's all good because it's a whole. You take it for what it is, and you don't really think about it too much. At least not me. I'm not picking at the skeleton key. It's not that.
Yeah, it's definitely a perfect like chill date night, introducing someone to a movie. You know what I mean? Because of that twist. Like, you ever seen Skeleton Key? Oh shit, cool. Let's watch that. Like,
yeah,
you know,
and
there's nothing like watching somebody react to something live. You know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so I don't know how many of these you've seen, but Mia, I'm gonna do a special Halloween edition of this or that.
Okay.
I can't participate because I ain't seen none of these.
Oh my
Skool, if you've seen them, you can go ahead and jump in too.
All right.
But apparently they're gonna be movies similar to the Skeleton Key. So first one is actually like a black film, and I don't know if you've seen it, Mia, but are you taking the Skeleton Key or are you taking Spell?
Ooh, okay. You know what's
Spell
crazy?
has Amari Hardwick and Loretta Devine for all those interested as well.
I didn't necessarily like Spell, which is, you know, I expected to like it. I was really excited to see it, but I'm gonna have to go with the Skeleton Key.
Okay, then. Are you going with the Skeleton Key or the Uninvited?
The Skeleton Key.
Okay. Are you going with the Skeleton Key or the Awakening?
Remind me who's in the Awakening.
Who is in the Awakening? It came out in 2011. It's a British movie. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it's probably some British actor. I don't know if you've seen it or not. We can pass it. You ever seen House on the Bayou?
House on the Bayou?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay then. Oh, maybe you ever seen Secret Window?
Oh yeah, I love Secret Window.
Which one are you taking?
I'd probably take Secret Window over the Skeleton Key. That's Johnny Depp. Right? I love Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that's Johnny Depp. That's Johnny Depp. This might be a little bit too. It might be not even fair. The Grudge or Skeleton Key?
Oh.
I would say for my probably The Grudge for horror movie purposes.
Yeah.
No, I do like I really enjoy the Skeleton Key, but as a horror film, The Grudge.
Yeah.
Japanese version.
Okay. And I was gonna say some people say you're taking too long. The Grudge.
Skool, what about you? You saying The Grudge? I'm assuming.
Yeah. The Grudge. I was also gonna say, and I've never thought about this until you said this. Especially because I know the Japanese love, The Ring, Grudge, like all those type of. They love horror movies. I feel like America is like in last place when it comes to horror movies. Like we don't.
I think based off the box office numbers.
Yeah,
you see that.
Like Korean horror films.
They off the chain.
Films. Better.
All right, I got 5 more for you. 5 more. See if you've seen them. So we got the Skeleton Key, or we have the others.
The others.
Nicole Kidman.
The others. Yeah.
The others.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Skeleton Key or Dead Silence? If anybody's seen that.
The Skeleton Key, but I do like Dead Silence.
I would say Dead Silence.
Skool, you would have said Dead Silence?
Yeah.
The Skeleton Key or What Lies Beneath?
The Skeleton Key for me.
I'm going What Lies Beneath. But I do appreciate both of them having that twist. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Yeah.
The Skeleton Key or Drag Me to Hell?
You know what? The Skeleton Key.
Skeleton Key.
Drag Me to Hell is a campy, hilarious mess. Like that movie is funny to me.
I remember. I think Jennifer tried to get us hip or try to get me hip to drag. I can't remember, man. Either way, I remember hearing about it. Like, yo, this is crazy. Last but not least,
crazy.
Last but not least, Skeleton Key or 1408.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
1408.
I'm glad you said that.
1408.
I bought them together on the DVD, like at Walmart, for like $5 or something. Skeleton Key and 1408 was together.
Really?
Yeah.
I saved that for last on purpose.
1408 is the one with
John Cusack.
John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, I love that movie. I love that movie. I haven't seen it forever.
Maybe it's an early candidate for 2026.
No,
I've never seen it.
He said no. She said no.
No.
What was that? Hold on.
It's not a movie we can talk about here?
I mean, no, it's worth talking about before a whole Halloween episode.
Okay, then got you. All right.
I took it easy for real. And so 2026, just be prepared.
I feel it though, because you want to keep Rich interested. Shit get too crazy.
It ain't gonna be too much of a conversation. I ain't gonna have much to say. Like, other than y'all crazy. It's pretty much what it's gonna come down to. All right.
I want to ask this question real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Mia, what was the name of the movie with Cameron Diaz? And I think they had a button. Was it like The Box or something like that?
That was was it called The Box?
I can't remember. I don't know if that is.
Yeah, there's a movie called The Box.
Yeah, with Cameron Diaz in it.
Yeah,
Cameron Diaz is in it. It's science fiction, suspense, drama. It doesn't say horror. It does say psychological thriller.
But not good movie though. That has a good twist at the end too.
Yeah, those twists. That'll do it. I think that's what.
Like the Cabin in the Woods. That's one of my favorite twists of all time, man.
I don't know if I've ever seen it. I don't know if I've ever seen it, man. Y'all, I feel so out of place. This never happens to me when it comes to movies. Like, I've never been in a conversation where I just have no clue about what's going on. Even this or that. I haven't seen any of those movies. Yeah. Other than this one. Like, I haven't seen any of those movies other than this one. So it feels weird to be on that side of it. But it's just horror. I don't know. It's kind of odd. All right. Let's talk about the film. So it's hard for me to write down like best scenes because I don't really care enough about any of them. But I do care about the overall story. So I do want to know, did y'all break it down by scenes? Because if so, we can toss it back and forth between y'all and I just kind of chime in, or we can just have one general conversation about the movie.
I would love to have a general conversation about the movie.
Me as well.
Okay. All right, bet. So where do I even start? So I'll start from my point of view. Just from not really knowing what to expect or knowing what to see. I will say right away, it got my attention. It seems like the whole Louisiana aspect of it and Kate Hudson being this hospice, worker and being called out to this house. And like I said, Peter Sarsgaard playing the lawyer, Luke. He just does a really good job. So once I saw him, I'm like, okay, then they just is trending in the right direction. But you do have little small things like the gas station and where she's going to pay for this gas and there's nobody around, but you hear the music and you hear the baby crying and a lot of shuffling. So you're in an eerie situation. The movie's telling you that. You see the oysters, you see the Creole or hear the Creole. So that's when everything's starting. All right, then we in deep Louisiana. But even if you've never been there, that you know exactly, what type of time it is. And her going to this house and seeing all this weird stuff. Now, I will say this. One of the reasons I really enjoy watching this is because I love when I'm interacting with the film. Like I'm just saying, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, why are you in people's business? Like, they telling you not to go here, you're going there. But it's also kind of brilliant because after watching it, I realized everything was planned. Like they wanted you to find out. We told you not to go in there because we knew your nosy ass would go up there and start messing with this stuff. Even like the ode to the end of the film when they was like, "Oh, one of the black one," like the blacks don't stay. And I was thinking that the whole time because I'm like, "Yo, like, why are you in these people's shit like this? You came to do a job, but I ain't gonna hold y'all. I wouldn't have been here this long anyway. I want to know if this is what you did. Yeah, you answered my question. If this was y'all profession, and they did a good job of making sure you knew that Caroline was compassionate, had a lot of empathy and sympathy. Like, I want to talk about this. It's like movie nerd storytelling shit, but let's talk about it. How to explain a character in a scene or two is how they did it perfectly in the opening of this film, right? Where you have this character, you see she's a hospice worker. She's by this man's bedside. Seems hurt, which I'm sure is normal. Like, even if it's not your family, like just some people get numb to it and some people take that feeling on. He has this box of his belongings. The family doesn't want anything to do with them. You might as well throw it out back. And she opens that dumpsters and see all these belongings to these people that are unclaimed. And right away said, I can't do it. Not only can I not do it, I can't work here no more. So it lets you know everything you need to know about that character and why she's getting into it. Because if you don't explain that, if you don't take that like first 10 minutes to do that, the film doesn't make sense. Because why the fuck are you still there? You get what I'm saying? But like we know why she's there because she don't want to see elderly people abused and something's wrong with them. And her dad, that whole aspect of it, I thought that was brilliant. But her staying in this house was crazy.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you 1,000%. And she packed her shit a few times, at least twice. She packed her shit. But again, once it goes back to what you're saying, that empathy, that sympathy. Once she made that promise to Ben, and she had him talking, she kind of broke him a little bit. And she's already intrigued. So now I done worked enough magic to where this fool is talking. So I gotta stick around. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm with you. This whole time I was watching this, I was definitely, bitch, get what? Oh.
Yeah, there was multiple times where I'm just like rubbing my head, like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, why are you on this? Like, if I was, I would have loved for Jill. I believe that's Joy Bryan's character. I would have loved for Jill to have more of a role and just be that voice of reason. Also, this is super random. I don't know why it cracked me up that Caroline was just hanging out with black people like that. Like that club scene, and it was an all black club. Like just seeing Caroline in there on some what movie did y'all do?
Save the Last
Dance.
Thank you. On some Save the Last Dance shit. Yeah. I'm just like, all right, man, it's silly. But just in general, like Jill just being on some, like, get out that house. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, this ain't that deep. But
I think that also speaks to the culture of New Orleans, though, too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because she's from Jersey. Part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, too. I think we got to think, man. Damn, this is August 2005, so this is Katrina, like before Katrina happened is when this movie released.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That is.
Yeah.
Because now I'm thinking, with this movie. Hold on, I'm sorry. I have to look this up. I want to get the exact dates on this. Because I know it was August 2005, August 23rd. So this was like 2 weeks before Katrina. I'm curious as to how this looks. Or how this is portrayed or received, I guess. Would this even come out if Katrina happened? You know what I mean? Or would they shelf it?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Because Deja Vu came out in 06 or 07. That was the first film after post-Katrina that was recorded or filmed in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That must have been 06 because I think it came out 07. So I think they started filming in. I don't know. I just thought about that in real time. Like, damn, that's kind of wild. Interesting. I wonder if that had anything. Nah, because it was in theater for 2 weeks. It does make sense as to why it's dropped off out of nowhere. Because
yeah.
People
probably didn't want to see their home. Shit.
That's about to say. Either way, we're getting these little drops and nuggets, I guess, throughout the house of these two kids and these black people, and you just know. And maybe that's from me watching a lot of stuff and just to get out of it all and just like what's going on, like, and the Black people relationship with these antebellum homes and these plantation homes, and knowing that nothing but fucked up things happen to Black folks down in those areas. So I instantly, and I want to know y'all thoughts on this, I instantly felt, even though it wasn't a Black movie, I kind of felt a Black connection to this film. And not in a way, I'm always very black and white when it comes to Black art, Black director, Black storytellers. Anytime you're digging into Black culture, there needs to be somebody in that room that can speak to it. I don't know the details of who was and who wasn't, but I also didn't see anything that made me feel away. I thought it actually tipped his hat a little bit. However, I'm not a part of that Creole culture. I don't know. They might have looked at this and felt offended about a couple things. I don't know. But I guess the fact that they acknowledged it. You say you got a what?
I have mixed feelings about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Of course, when I first was watching this film as a teenager, and before I knew anything really about hoodoo or ancestral spirituality, any of that, I just took it for what it was. It was a good movie. I was interested in whatever I could learn about it through this film or whatever. But now that I'm older and I do have a little bit more knowledge, I think there were a lot of truths here, a lot of real aspects of it that were used. But then I think on another note, they made it, because it's they have to horrify it, they have to make it into a horror film. Right. So they made it akin to witchcraft, which I think it can be in today's society a little bit problematic to associate hoodoo with witchcraft in that way, because that's not what it is.
Right.
So like the spells and the certain things, like her drawing the chalk around herself and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it's coming off. Maybe they're vilifying it a little bit in a way that could be deemed problematic for practitioners of it. But but somebody did some research, but they added a little sauce to it.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
As y'all are watching this film, and we get to the point where Carolina's moved in, and she's going ahead and taking this job. Lucas convinced her of it, and she starts to, the conversation about the attic, gives her the skeleton key, the connection with Ben starting. He grabbed her wrist. Yeah, and she's hurting me. She's trying to figure out, is this all like in your mind? Is this really what's going on? Not really questioning it at this point, but are you starting to? Do you feel like you have a good idea where this plot is headed, or are you still just kind of filling out the scene and kind of figuring out what's what? Because Ben definitely looks out of it.
Yeah,
and we don't know much, but we do know that they're trying to tell us that Carolyn sees something else. Like, were y'all following it with it, or were you just kind of like, I don't know, it's just some weird shit?
First off, I think the second time I watched this movie, I think it was even better, simply because, minus the twist, but now that that she was setting them up, the first perfect move was that picture move, like telling her about the picture, bringing her over to see it, letting her hold it, you know what I mean? And then the other picture falls out. Like, anybody would be curious about what these niggas doing. Like, not only do you have pictures of, the people that used to live here, but it's random Black people. Like, okay, cool. Like, they set it up perfectly for her. She fell right into the trap. Every trap fell right into it. Even the things that she was telling them, telling her about the magic, and you can't this, and you put this here, and blase. Like, she, eventually we see, like, bitch, you gonna try to get me with my own shit? Like,
which is wild, which is insane. And she even going up, because remember, to your point, Skool, she warned her about the attic, but then sent her to the attic for those flowers.
That part.
And I was wondering when I was watching it, like, I thought the attic was like one of those. So my thought process was the attic must be that on some Goosebumps shit. Like, don't go and stay out the basement. Remember that? Like, this is one of those things where don't even cross the line. Don't even try to get up there.
Yeah.
And then she sent her up. I'm like, what the hell? Why she? And now when I think about it, it's like, oh, because she wanted her. She knew she was gonna see something that was gonna make her snoop around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just kind of what it is. It's that curious mind, and it's almost like they played into the white girl horror movie trope.
They did.
We're gonna plant these little seeds all throughout. And even I did some research. The bulb or the flower that she was going to plant, it doesn't bloom until like 8 to 10 years. So it would have made zero sense for them to plant it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the part of it is used in hoodoo, like in some hoodoo tradition. I don't want to say it for fact because, once again, all due respect to those who practice, I don't know the ins and outs, but allegedly part of that bulb is used for some hoodoo traditions. And it's so much foreshadowing that you see afterwards. Even the small conversation of like, she's not from New Orleans, because it's just a throwaway line, and you think it's more of a. She kept saying that she won't understand this house, and we know how Southerners are about that, especially when you get into Louisiana. Like, there's just certain things that go a certain way.
Yep.
And I just thought it was that, and then come to find out, it's because I want my new person to have a Southern accent.
Yep.
But you don't even think about it. But they telling you right then and there, and it's like, oh shit, it was right there.
Yeah. And not only that, her being, not being Southern plays right into it anyway, because she's not going to know that history, so much so that it's going to be harder, as they eventually say. Like, it's a little harder because you got to spook them a little harder, because they don't believe in it. But if she was from here, she would, like you said, she had an accent, and it would have been easier because she would automatically believe in this shit.
She would have believed it, absolutely. And what was I about to say? The scene with Luke, when Luke and Caroline were kind of, as a first-time viewer, you might think there's a potential love interest there. And Violet comes in, like, I see y'all getting to know each other. And remember, Luke gets up like, you're the only woman for me. Like, which it passes because that's something that you would say to an older woman. Like, especially one that and you work with. Like, come on, I only got an eye for you. Just kind of little playful flirting. But I'm like, damn, now y'all together. And you don't pick up on it until you find the twist. So, like I said, I just enjoy smart writing like that. And when they like, we're gonna put it right in front of your face, and here you are. And I don't think it ruins the rewatch experience.
No, and it
makes it better because it's like, ooh, now I see why
that's what I said
were happening the way that they were happening, and things that if she would have paid attention to this or caught this, maybe she would have.
Absolutely.
Like, there's a scene towards the end where if you are paying attention, you'll realize, like, you would have realized that Caroline was doing the spell wrong at the end of the movie. But if you're not paying attention and you don't know anything about it, then you would think that, she's got one up on Violet, but really she was playing herself.
That's ridiculous. That shit's crazy.
I love it.
Wow. And one of the things, and I know Rich can appreciate this. I don't know about you, Mia, but our grandparents are from the South. And ain't nothing like an old Southern saying or something like when, first Luke made that comment, like, my mother said that if a woman invites you in a room and close the door, she's not worth keeping, or whatever he said.
Yeah, she's not really a lady or something like that.
She's not really a lady, absolutely. And then, like you said, Violet comes in, is like, oh, and like you said, you just thinking like she's a bitch, but then you realize like she might. You like, hold on, you don't get to smash that till I get in it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Insane.
But
well, go ahead, Mia.
I was gonna say one thing about it that I don't think I really paid attention to until I was older. This movie is so messed up right from the beginning of the story with Mama Cecile and Papa Justified. The fact that they lead you to believe that they were killed before they were able to conjure their sacrifice. And then you realize that it was really those kids who were being and burned.
Yep.
And that is really messed up, like, to think about. I was like watching, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They really just did them kids like that.
Did them dirty.
Because the kids believe.
Yep.
So it was like, shit, we know what time it is.
Indoctrinating them kids over time.
Yeah, and who's more impressionable than a kid?
Right.
Because niggas believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, all that shit.
Yeah, if you are them, Celine and Cecile, excuse me, and was it Judgley?
Justify,
yeah. He justified his action. Shit. Get me up out of here. But if you them, it's kind of genius, you know. It's messed up to most of us, but hey, I'm trying to survive, and we're gonna keep this going for years and years. But if we go back to the movie, I ain't gonna lie. When things really started to turn was when Caroline was sleeping. She heard that noise, went to go look for Ben, and that nigga was on the roof.
Listen,
I was like, hold up, man. Like, well, something going on where this man had a stroke, as far as we knew. And he wants to leave his house so bad that he's willing to go on the roof in the rain.
And again, that goes out to what he said. You know, the black ones don't stay. That's enough for us. Like, that's enough. Like, this nigga had a stroke. He barely can move, and he's willing to crawl from this house. That's good enough for me. I'm out.
Trying to get away from that woman.
Yeah.
You trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and she's, you know, being, because what's she thinking just on a human level? Like, what are you doing? Because I would have had way too many. I would have never been able to sleep in that house again.
Nope.
I would have had way too many questions. Like, how does this even happen? Like, how does it? What is he running from that possession? You know, when we're full of that conviction of something's wrong or we got to go, like, that's usually it. And that would have been it for me. Because like, what's going on? And it's funny because Sir John Hurt, the actor who played this, which I want to give him some love because he didn't have a single line, but he acted his ass off the entire film. Man, acted his ass off. Yeah, he wanted to. It's funny. He wanted to perform this stunt by himself. Like, he wanted to fall off the roof, and it was like, nigga, stop. Shut down. Yeah. He was dead serious, man. Too. He was genuine. He was dead serious. Like, yeah, man, I want to go and do this. He got actors, man. He was like, man, stop. Get out of beat it, man.
Listen,
your stunt double in here.
I feel like even going back, like, to when there were no mirrors in the house, and she's like, "Why are there no mirrors?" And so when Violet told her the story about Justify and Cecile, and she said you could see them in the mirrors. And then she showed Ben a mirror and he like flipped out.
That was dirty.
In my moment where I'm like, okay, I gotta go.
But see, she was wrong for that. That was some petty shit there.
She had
think so?
Okay.
I thought she was trying to find out for herself.
I think that was petty.
She's like, you know, let me see if like there's really something to having mirrors in here. And
she's seen enough to know.
And she's like, oh,
that nigga was crawling on the roof.
Well, let me in
the morning.
Hey, she stopped. That nigga looked back and said, "Fuck that! I'll keep going. I'll touch nobody."
She talking about stay there. I'll be right there. That nigga rolled off the roof.
Said, shit.
And you see that driveway, how long that bitch is. Like, come on.
Like, where did he think he was going for real? Like, that's what
He didn't care. Out that crib, man. Y'all done got me. I'm gone.
I am out of here.
But
that's what makes it crazy.
You see Caroline constantly saying she doesn't believe in it. And it's like, if someone believed in this, would this work? Like, not me, but he believes it. But you kind of see her starting to believe it even before she notices that she's believing it. You're seeing it like, girl, which is why I love the scene when she goes to see the last nurse who quit.
Yeah.
She's like, you know, it only works if you believe it. And the nurse was basically like, well, I suggest you get out of there before you start believing.
Yep. Told her to.
Yeah.
Told her get out of there.
As we got towards the end of the film, not that I'm ready to talk about it yet, but as we got towards that whole thought of believing it kept creeping in my mind because is it you believing it or is it you believing that somebody else believes it? Because she's seen enough to know that we heard her say, I don't believe it, but she did because otherwise you wouldn't be doing none of this. You wouldn't be doing any of this if you didn't believe that it could work. You wouldn't have seen that woman. I forget her name. We'll get to it. Dr. Cynthia, I think, or Miss Cynthia. We wouldn't have seen her and Jill looking at you like you crazy. All of that. So it was very fascinating how that worked. I got a quick question for both of you.
Yeah.
When Ben fell off that roof, and see, I'm not even going there. See, when Ben fell off that roof, right? Remember, Caroline went back in the room. You said what?
That's an Oscar reel moment right there, boy.
When Caroline looked at that sheet, it said, "Help me." Was that planted by Violet?
Absolutely.
Because later in the film, we see it in her bookcase. Like, so are we sure? Absolutely. Was that something that maybe
absolutely.
I don't know. I
Ben tried to write out and Violet found it, or she just tried to like spook her? I think Ben tried to write that.
Do you really? He was saying "help me," like was able to vocalize. That was the first thing he said. Caroline, help me.
Yes.
Get me out of here.
I'm with y'all.
But he didn't have a lot of good motor function in his hands.
But remember,
that's
exactly. And remember that Violet kept making a point of saying, "What's taking you so long?" She knows her house. She's been there since 62. I know how long it takes to get from here to there. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're not about to tell me you went to go get the wheelchair and it took you that long. Like, she was making hints of like, I know you up to something. It happened twice where she was like, what's taking you so long, girl? Like,
yeah, like the when she was trying to do the little spell on Ben and she had the door locked, I'm like, girl, you about to blow up the spot. Like,
and again, when you think about the setup, this key opens every door in the house. Like, and if you give a kid a key and tell them right now that it opens every door in your house, they gonna go check every fucking door. You know what I mean? Like, that's same shit. So much so that she was so bold to say, like, I thought you said this opens every key in the house. What about the attic or whatever? And it's like, got her. You already been up there. Cool. Got you. Bet.
That's real. We go along. We see that Caroline got deeper into the attic. She got into like the actual hoodoo room and everything that was in there. She found Papa Justifies, the Conjure record. She takes it. This is when once again, throughout the movie, I'm like, what the fuck you got going on? She takes it.
Scared me to death. When I say the first time, his voice is terrifying.
Not only that, you take it out of your crib and bring it to your own. I don't want any of that coming in my crib where I live.
No.
And then you got the Jill of it all, which I mentioned her earlier, played by Joy Bryant. As you pay attention and kind of figure out, once you've seen it the first time and you putting it together, you realize that her character was really, I don't know if this was progressive in 2005, but I want to get this Black woman to explain hoodoo and what it is, because I'm sure a lot of the population hadn't really seen it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Either one of y'all seen The Bone Collector with Denzel and Angelina Jolie? I can't remember what they were using in that. I don't know if it was some kind of like. I don't think it was hoodoo. I got to watch it. I haven't seen that in like probably about 10 years. I need to rewatch Bone Collector. Either way, the fact that they were just using Joy Bryant to kind of, as they're in the club, because it didn't make sense, right? Like, if I'm your roommate and I'm Jill and I'm hearing that, like, we having a real heart-to-heart conversation. We're not going to the club, nigga. We're not about to go listen to T-Pain and Young Jock and have some drinks and laugh about this while I give you a history lesson on hoodoo and shit. Like, nah, this needs to be a real thing. But I guess they tried and it didn't, they didn't land. She showed her the spot where her aunt goes. Excuse me, her aunt. where her aunt goes to buy her stuff. It was a wash and dry. Caroline still don't believe. She go back to the house. All this stuff is going on. And we're just getting into the thick of it. And Violet, I think that's when she tells her the story. Like once it got to the point, and like I said, just rewatching it, it's like, man, she laid this out brilliantly.
No, she didn't tell. She told her the story after she couldn't open the attic, or after she got in the attic and found all that stuff in the attic. That's when she came down and she asked Violet. Like,
she told her, like, I went to the other room, the room that you say you couldn't be in. That's the when she told her the story, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Because she was smoking. What was that? A DeJourn?
Hey, shout out to DeJourn.
Shout out to Illfield, man. And told her that whole story. And we get the little flashback scene of everybody drinking, and they see the kids. We see them being hung, and then realize, not at the time, but we realize later on after watching it, that those were actually the kids up there and not them. We already talked about the mirror moment, which I don't think. Why do you think that was petty? The mirror in the bathtub.
Because I feel like enough had happened. She had already told her about that room. She told her the story. Enough had happened for her. Again, even if she doesn't believe, Violet believes, Ben obviously believes. Like, there's no need to show him a mirror. Like, there's no mirrors in this whole house. Like, there's a reason for that. Like, you didn't. It's not like she pulled out that mirror and he was like pointing or saying something. Like, nigga, she kept bringing it closer. He was hold up. Like, that was enough. Why you ain't even have to open it. Like,
I think that's kind of from, listen, I think if you in a moment like this, a supernatural, I want to slam dunk. I want to know 100%, because otherwise, seriously, the thing about these type of films, right? The thing about these type of scenarios are, Skool, if you were in this position, you came and told me this, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's hard to convince, unless you're from that culture, it's hard to convince somebody all this shit. Like, man, I'm selling you some weird shit going, nigga, you tripping, man. You just bugging, man. You ain't nothing going on at that house. You all right. You overthinking it. And that's, I think, if you let enough people, if you mix in what you're seeing with what other people are telling you and telling you that you're crazy, it's hard to find that short line. So I think Caroline was just looking for that moment to say, all right, I need to know with satisfaction, no hesitation, that something's going on. And that was her moment. Like, oh shit, this is real. Like, because everything you're saying is right, but I think you're looking at it from a sense of us, whereas we wouldn't even got this deep anyway. If I look at it from a sense of I'm curious to know, which isn't natural in me, I'm not curious. I'm not this curious. But if I was Caroline and I put myself in her emotions and I'm really curious to know, I 100% see why she did it. And it was fucked up. But, you know, I see why she did it. And that was her confirmation. Yo, something's going on. Because remember, as soon as that happens, I'm going into town. And Celine like, what for? She ain't even answer. I'm not fucking with you. I'm going to go find if I can see some kind of resolution or remedy or I'll put a root on you.
That's crazy. Because once you start dabbling in stuff that you know got no business, because really, first of all, if we're going to get deep into this in the first place, hoodoo is for Black people.
Okay.
White people ain't got no business touching their hands in hoodoo business in the first place.
You see what happened to your ass.
Protect you. That is ancestral magic made to protect Black people. Now, you can get into people who use it for different things, like when she's like, somebody put a root on you. Okay. But it's really a protective practice for Black people, created for Black people. But so she shouldn't have even been able to walk up out of that store with any.
Listen,
she was bold too. She walked right in.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Just real quick, I just got to say this. I said there were some plot holes. This is a major one for me. There needs to be some kind of transition, and really, it doesn't matter because it's not believable. And even it doesn't seem very rational. I just went through this whole spiel with the whole mirror thing about a rational, curious person. What's not rational is someone seeing that and thinking to themselves, oh, I can do hoodoo. Let me go to the spot and see if I can. It just doesn't. if you've never done that or not even experienced with it or never even heard of it, you didn't hear about it until Jill was telling you when y'all was listening to motherfucking Lollipop in the club. You get what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even know this thing existed. So what makes you think they can just walk in this place that most people don't even know about and get the spell? And this woman wrote you out a spell. I don't know if they call it a spell. Once again, my apologies. I don't know if I'm using the right terms. But wrote you out this saying. And you were here having a bowl and a candle and sprinkling water. Like, you don't know this. Like, stop it. This is not real. For the movie's sake and just being entertained, sure. But from a black person, like, I'm looking deep into this, like, y'all bugging. I'm sorry, I had to say that because I'm like, this is when this film started to lose me just a little bit. Like, come on. It don't even look right with her going around and doing all this to me. Like, how'd you learn this quick?
Right.
Like Jill said, I seen my aunt go here plenty of times. Not once did Jill be on something. Yeah, I can do that. Like, nah, I wouldn't even fuck with it.
And not only that, she didn't even go in the motherfucking store. It's like, that's enough for me again. That's enough for me. You don't even want to go in this motherfucker. I'm cool.
Like, that's something that I have later in my notes as far as like things that I felt like they missed the mark on a little bit, but only because I know better now. But a real hoodoo practitioner would never give some random white woman tools and rituals to perform at home. Like, that's not happening.
I think too, if this was a setup,
maybe she didn't feel unjustified. I don't know. It didn't seem like people was too much. I don't know. That's where I get a little confused because when she saw the old blind lady at the gas station, like, she was here. Like, she told her that she had the record by Justify, and she's like, if you had it, you wouldn't tell nobody you had it.
And it sounded like she was playing it. Or no, that was the other song that was playing.
She was playing something else. But it seems like all of the black people who probably knew a little something about hoodoo would know exactly who lived in that house and what happened there. Probably try to stay as far away from that as they possibly could.
It's a great point.
But again, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those things like, I don't know. I'm not from that culture. Again, I don't, how many hoodoo places are there? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if there are a lot, which one is the closest one? You know, because it seems like, again, everything was set up. Maybe this hoodoo spot is ran by, you know, I can't remember her name, but she's a little bit more on the money side. She like money. She don't care who coming to spend. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would have been a great thing to put in there, you know, made it a little bit more believable of why she was willing to sell to her. Like,
something.
Nah, for sure. It's just been, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And not only that, but she's taking pictures and stuff in the attic. It was just a whole lot. And I'm just like, it just doesn't fly. Because she was taking on Luke, like, look, I'm finding this and these spells. And Luke was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you sound, I'm worried about you now because you're bringing all this stuff to me. And that's when they have the idea to go see the last woman who was in the house. And, you know, mind you, this is an hour into the film, maybe a little bit over an hour. And now she mentioned, hey, it was some crazy brother and sister that lived there. They died of strokes before. And I'm thinking, like, another stroke. Like, all right, we know, we can confirm that something's going on. And for Hallie, I think her name was Hallie, the black nurse, and she's pretty much like, yo, man, get out of here. Like, get out of that house. Like, pretty much. Like the old Eddie Murphy stand up, like, it's a nice house. Get out. Too bad we can't stay. I suggest you leave that house before you do. Like, that's what she told her straight up. And that was her last piece of advice. And they even stop at the gas station. And they cross over. And there's a whole conversation about the record, as y'all mentioned earlier. And we see, this is when things start to get a little creepy. This is like the last half hour of the film. So once she gets back to that house, we see Violet making dinner, and it looks like some shit like you trying to. And that's the thing, that's a stereotype, right? And I think that's what they were trying to avoid. But that was like the stereotype, like certain things, and you know, Creole woman gonna put a root on you, like what movie am I thinking of? Harlem Nights. You know what I mean? All that stuff. Like you've heard these things about this specific type of woman, or anybody that comes from that culture. They believe in that stuff. They can put a root on you. All that kind of good talk, and it's kind of setting it up to where now, since we know that as a society, we know that stereotype, we're believing it. So everything looks suspicious. That bird don't even look right. And why you want me to eat this so bad? Which is not uncommon, right? Southern hospitality is rude to deny food from somebody down there, right? That's just something you don't do. So it's not like it's odd, but it is also odd because we know the setup and we know the bill. So I just thought that was great storytelling. On top of it, she talking about she made supper, and she like, nah, I'm about to get Ben up out of here. So she ends up going to get Ben, and even tries to. What does she inject her sugar with? Does anybody know?
I don't know what it was, but some sort of sedative.
Hey, it didn't work.
Had to be something
because it ain't put her down for long enough.
Nah, that's real. Because we get this big chase, right? And I wonder who locked it. I guess it must have been Luke that locked the gate. Now that I think about it, I'm like, who would have locked the gate? She was inside making dinner the whole time, and I swear on everything, y'all, it wasn't until she pulled up to Luke's office when I was like, oh shit, Luke in on this. I love when movies do that when you don't know it until it's right in front of you, and it's like, because once again, knowing that at this moment there's only like 20-something minutes left in the movie, that's too easy. So I knew at that moment, like, hold on, Luke's a part of this. And that's when things went crazy. Did y'all realize that the first time as well? Like, or did you have a feeling of it before this moment? Or was it like me where you get to it and it's like, oh snap, I bet he helping her out.
I wasn't too much keeping track of time. So I didn't really peep it. Not until now when she came there, did she have that record?
Or was he playing it?
No, he was playing at My Grandma Told Your Grandma. Right. The record was on the table.
That was the record that was playing in the gas station.
In the gas station as well.
Oh my goodness. So when she went in, he was playing that. I was like, it ain't right.
And I don't know if she remember the record got taken, right? The Justify.
Yeah, I don't know if it got taken or she just moved it to mess with her.
Well, it was on the table when she comes into Luke's house. And I thought that was going to be the thing that she saw that would have made her go, what the fuck? Like,
it was the snake ring though.
But it was that ring. But that album was on the table. And that's when I realized it. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga in on it. Because she didn't have that album no more. Remember, she was trying to show it to Luke, right? Wasn't that who she was gonna show it to?
Somebody, it was both of them actually, probably.
I can't remember who she was gonna show it to, but regardless, like she had that album, was gonna show it to somebody, and she couldn't find it, and that shit was on his table. Watch that shit again. That shit's right there on the table. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I don't even know if she knew what she was looking for, and you know, we find out Luke is obviously helping, and she sees all the photos of herself, and something looks odd.
It's a setup.
Ties her up, brings her back to the house. And you know, since she knows her, since she got her degree and she knows every fucking thing, she starts setting these little traps all around the house. You know, pushes Luke off and starts putting the I think it was the clay dust or whatever it was. What was it?
It's brick dust.
Yeah,
brick dust. Thank you for correcting me.
Thing. Brick dust at the door where we keep your enemies out.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about
it. And see, I think they tried to play with us even in that scene where they went to the gas station. Because remember, the brick dust was in front of the.
And he didn't go in, right?
He didn't go in, but he eventually did. So it's like, I wonder what.
I paid attention to that because they made a point to look at it on the screne.
Yes, and that's what I was saying. Because remember, he was like, "I'll stay back," like, but then eventually he did come in. So it's like, okay.
So she's literally setting a trap all around the house and everything, to the point where she pushes Violet down the steps and Violet breaks both her legs.
It still ain't going.
And she gets upstairs to call 911. And this, once again, We're not even at the big twist yet. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, all right, then this seems a little bit more reasonable. Now they're gonna come and save and all that kind of stuff. And then I didn't realize it at the time, but watching it the second time, I realized what she said. All she said was she didn't say nobody did anything to me.
Bruh.
Like, there was no suspicion. There was nothing from her call that would have given the cops suspicion that there was foul play. She just said people are trapped and we hurt. Nothing that somebody broke in, that somebody did anything.
She said all the wrong shit. I say that.
Everything
her
wrong.
Name and all that. Like, it's an emergency. The house on fire. Something like no umph in her voice. Nothing. She this is Caroline and
way too cool.
Like, no.
She's trying to kill me. Hurry.
Right. Something. Hey, I bet
Ben
Violet help me. Shit.
I mean, Caroline, I don't know what she's doing for like endurance. Ain't no way, if I'd have been tossed all around that crib, bro. Get your old ass off me. Stop playing, man. She wouldn't even been at a chance to manpower me. I wouldn't have cared about none of that. None of that.
She young and she a spirit. She young, man.
All right. I see what's happening to you. Yeah, I see what's happening to you. But she runs upstairs.
That old man strength.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. Runs upstairs. Makes this protection that she believes is.
That's where she messed up.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly where she messed up. Cut the hair.
She snatched that spell out of Violet's hand but she didn't realize what Caroline was using it for.
Exactly
because she out her depth. She out her depth and don't know. She don't know nothing. And you know what? That kind of, in a way, eases my complaint because that's what you get.
Yep.
Messing with something you ain't got no business messing with something you know nothing about. Now that's what you get. And even when, like I said, me being uneducated in this whole area, even when Violet told her, like, you think that's what that is? Like, that's you stuck in that circle. I still didn't think nothing of it. I still just thought, well, I guess you got to thug it out until the cops get there. Stay in that circle till the cops get there. And then everything goes down. And Violet and Caroline come too. And I'm thinking, like, all right, everything cool. And it wasn't until she picks up that DeJourn.
Yeah. Like when you saw the mirror with the images of the little girl and then and then Caroline, when you saw all those flashing in the mirror coming towards her, that didn't like make you think like, oh shoot, she's
I didn't
done.
I didn't know what to think of it. I just thought it was the mirrors had some. I thought it all was a part of the same supernatural thing that was going on. I didn't really put two and two together until she picked up that cigarette. And because I guess maybe I was looking the second time I watched it is obvious. But that first time I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Because they focused on Celine, the black Celine, for like 5 seconds before the mirror crashes into her.
Yeah.
And maybe you can explain for me the whole mirror thing to begin with. I know why she took him down, but Caroline wouldn't have seen, unless she was in the mirror with them, she wouldn't have seen anything other than her own reflection, right?
No, she would have seen their reflection. Like she would have seen Justify. It ain't gonna be like straight up, but it'll be like flashes, like just a quick flash.
You know, I always took it to mean that Cecile and Justify didn't want to see themselves as these other people in the mirrors. I don't know why I didn't necessarily, that never really clicked for me, like what exactly it was, why, or like was she keeping the mirrors away to keep Ben from freaking out when he saw himself? Because obviously Ben is Luke trapped in Ben's body.
Yeah. Because okay, I got you.
He looked in the mirror.
That makes a ton of sense. Which is why going back to the scene we talked about. Yeah.
And then apparently, you know, the mirror being a part of the ritual, maybe there was a reason why they only kept it for that purpose.
Right.
Yeah. And like I said, once I see her pick that up, and I realized like, oh shit, I was having a moment where I'm like, yo, that was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are the black people. Like, this is the black people. Why they doing that?
No blacks were harmed during the film of this movie.
Right. So Hertz mentioned like it's harder every time. They just don't believe like they used to. You putting it together. You got to get them riled up, which is exactly what they did. Got to get them riled up. And like I said, I told you I wanted a black one this time.
She gonna get a black one.
Hey, the black ones never stay. The black ones. That was just so spot on and so real, and it kind of was like, oh, this is kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
Because that's some real shit. And just the aspect of I am a black soul. I'm a black woman trapped in this white woman's body. And I've been doing this I probably haven't had another black woman since my original form.
Yep.
And that's why they're so particular and so picky. And even even when you realize the full play of, like, you look down at Violet and you see that's Carolina we've known. And she confused, like rubbing her face, and then she drinks the concoction, which is how it looks like she has a stroke, like the symptoms, and that's how they doing it. And then we see Jill pull up, and that's the last like saving grace. Like, oh, maybe Jill can do it. And we see that once Violet sees, or really the real Caroline trapped in Violet's body, when she sees Jill, she trying to get her attention, batting eyes and all, and Jill knows something off, but they play it, and once again, I mentioned it earlier. It's too much. There's too many variables to where you can feel like you the crazy one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm tripping. And you know what I mean? Maybe I'm tripping. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier about just the house itself being a character. What a great character it was in this entire film.
Yes.
I don't know if that's sad enough. Huh?
Did you see her plotting on Jill immediately at the end?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Cause that's my black body. Yeah.
Yep.
She knew what it was. Yeah. And it's Joy Bryan. Yeah, man. What's up? Got your prime years left. Let's get to it.
You say we best friends?
Yeah, we best friends, right? And they both, and that was so sad. That's messed up though, because even though, they might have gotten away with it. You see these two, you see Ben and Violet just in the back of this ambulance just looking at each other, can't say anything. Just like, yo, we fucked. This is over. Like, this is crazy. Nah, seriously, like, that's over. And just the end movie, like that, the picture, the close-up of Justify and Cecile. Is it Cecile or Celine? Cecile, yeah. Just that, and just seeing that, I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. It was a great twist to end the movie with. And I was like, oh shit, I fucked with it. I was not expecting to like the film, but I really fucked with it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the final? I know we've been talking about it. I don't know what that means. Any thoughts on like the final 30 minutes or the big twist and suspense of this?
I would just say, like, when I first saw it, that was what it was so well done to me. I was like, I just remember my reaction being, oh no, like, they got her. And now as an adult, I'm like, I don't know. I guess I can't look at Mama Cecile and Papa Justify as villains the way that I once did.
Hear me?
Nah, not at all.
I feel like, damn, they got you. They got her.
Hey.
It was a good girl. They got her.
Stop being nosy.
Yeah. And you had all types of opportunities.
Homegirl told you, get up out of there, man. Hallie told you.
Yep.
The former nurse that was there, like, man, get out of there.
And shout out.
She had to get Ben. She had to get Ben.
Yeah. Shout out to Luke.
Ben looked like Ben lived a good life, man.
Yeah. That nigga Luke said,
Ben, I want to do what I can, but
now you're starting to spook me.
Yeah, man, y'all doing too much. So incredible film. Did either one of you have any best quotes? I just said mine. I wanted the black one. You know, the black was on stay. Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, that's about it.
The only one that I had that we didn't already say was you think too much about the time you have left. You don't spend it living.
That's a bar. That's a bar. Great pull on that one. Scene stealer. Is there a scene stealer in the movie for you?
I mean, does Violet count?
Oh, she definitely did her thing.
She was
Gina Rollins, legend in her own right.
Legend, but she was
4-time Emmy Award, 2-time Golden Globe, twice nominated for Academy Award for Best Actress. Like, just a legend in her own right. So
yeah, I think
that most our generation probably knew her from The Notebook.
And I think she was coming off of that, right? She was Notebook prior.
Yeah, Notebook was 2004. And she said she had never done a horror film in all her career. I believe she started acting in 1949, had never done a horror film, and that's why she agreed to do the movie, because I'd never done it, and I just wanted to see what it was like, you know, because you got to remember, it's a job for them. So they like, I want to challenge myself and find a new role. So yeah, shout out to her, man. Shout out to Gina Rollins. Passed away last year, last August.
Yeah, R.I.P. to her.
Yeah, man, at the age of 94.
Hey.
I always say when white people live that old, they was good to black people, or they was really evil. One of the two. Shout out to, for real, man. Shout out to Gina, man. Nah, all joking aside.
Yeah.
Incredible actor.
Ben, because like you said, he didn't really have too many lines, but every scene he was in was impactful.
Oh yeah. I like that too.
It's not really a scene stealer type of movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There isn't somebody that comes in and like the only person that would have qualified was Joy Bryan, and they didn't give her enough to do. I thought it was well acted by the entire cast. It's a smaller cast, which I can appreciate, and everybody played their role to the T. I talked about Peter Sarsgaard and what I think about him. Kate Hudson did great in the lead role. We just talked about Gina. We talked about John Hurt, Sir John Hurt, should I say. Everybody showed up, and I can appreciate it. So, yeah. Things that bother you. Me, I know you said you had something.
I do. I have two things. First and foremost, I feel like I said before, there was a bit of a villainization of hoodoo, which for the time period, I guess I can't really be too mad at because it wasn't something necessarily mainstream. But also something that just didn't seem culturally accurate to me was Jill being a Black woman from Louisiana and her being so afraid of hoodoo and not knowing more about it. I feel like,
especially if your art practices.
Yeah, I feel like most Southern women, Southern people in general, are not afraid of hoodoo in that way, like where they wouldn't go into, a shop, because it's not like it's for the movie purposes, yes, I guess, but it's not meant to be scary, Like, it's like an apothecary where you buy like crystals or incense or sage. Like, it's not something where people are, oh my goodness, don't go in there. Especially a Black woman from the South would never be afraid to, be around hoodoo. So I feel like that was just a little bit culturally inaccurate.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fair.
I'm with you.
I can get with you on that one. You had a second one too?
No, the first one was just the villainization of.
Okay, got you. And then I got you. And just Jill not like really embracing. Skool, did you have anything?
No.
Okay. Any actors from The Wire that were not, and he wouldn't let that happen to me. I think we all can agree. None of us would have been that curious and exploring that attic in that house like that. We'd have been. Yeah, man. Shout out to Ben, man. I wish him well, but he gonna have to find somebody else. From rip, as soon as I go up for the first time and nobody's answering the door, but I'm cool. And I gotta live here? Hell nah.
Yeah, even the father thing only goes so far. You know what I'm saying? Like, that only goes so far. So you like, all right, man, I tried. Like, this your wife. You married her. You knew she was like this. Shit, I'm out of here.
Hey man, yeah. Some mysteries ain't meant to be solved by me. That's the way I look at it. All right. Most of the trivia we've already sprinkled in throughout the episode. Like Sir John Hurt wanted to do his own stunt. I would have loved to have been on the set that day when he asked
that shit's crazy.
That's not funny. But we get to the time of the episode where we get to rate the film. Well, finally, before that, any last thoughts before we get to the rating?
Thanks, you guys, for being so open-minded.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I do appreciate you for making it a layup. I feel like you did this knowing that, all right, this is easy to digest because I feel like 2026, I'm going to be having my eyes closed.
Yeah, I thought about giving you something crazy, but I was like, let me.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Skool?
Again, thank you, Mia, for showing up and showing out as always. Next year, I know you said you want to do something crazy. We're going to have you on twice because I want to do the ruins, man. I got to do the ruins some damn where, and I want Rich to see the ruins. So
I was about to say, y'all got it.
You know I'll do the ruins with you. I already told you.
I don't even know what that is.
That's one of my cuts, too.
Yeah, but you got to be on the episode so you can watch it, too, bro. I think it's not scary. You'll fuck with it.
Come on, Kyron.
Yeah.
As soon as Skool watch Friday Night Lights, I'm on it.
I watch Friday Night Lights.
All right, let's get to the rating. The average viewer rates The Skeleton Key a 6.5 out of 10. Too high, too low, just right. Skool, we'll start with you.
I'm gonna say just right.
Not knowing about nothing, I'm gonna say a 6.8, 6.9, a 6.7. I think it might be. I'm leaning closer to a. I think a 6.8 is the number I would land on. 6.8 is where I would land. It was actually like I was not expecting it. I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. Mia, what about you?
I was actually gonna say a 6.8 as well.
Got you. Okay. All right. Well, a rose, a bouquet, or the whole damn garden? Skool?
Bouquet.
I'm giving it a bouquet too.
Yeah, I think it's worth a bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And then lastly, I don't know if either one of you have one. I'm gonna start putting our Letterboxd reviews. So I have a Letterboxd now. I filled it up with all the movies that I've watched this year. You can follow me at krich513. My Letterboxd rating for this film is going to be a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Okay. Most people, matter of fact, since I'm on here, let me just check and let you know what most people rate this as far as their Letterboxd. Because this is all user reviews if you're not familiar with it.
I'm going to start mine tomorrow. I downloaded the app.
Yeah, if you're a movie lover, definitely do it. And you don't have to leave reviews, but you can't rate every film. Most people have it at 3.1 out of 5 stars. So okay. I think 3.5, I probably like it a little bit above average. I think 3 is too low. I think 3.5 is perfect. It's definitely not a 4, but I will watch it again. But yeah, check out my Letterboxd. I got a lot of 4.5s, a few 5s. I think I got 2 in there. So yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. But we appreciate y'all. Don't forget, shout out to Ray P. We got y'all. Check us out as we're talking about the morning show and Reasonable Doubt. We got Childish Grownup with Mia, Mo, and Ash. We got Who the Fuck Ask Y'all with Skool. A lot of stuff going on. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, share. Y'all be cool. How y'all be cool? We out, y'all.